All right, we are live. We are live.
Won't you stop and take a little time out with me? Just take 5.
Wonderful day in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Hey, take 5. Follow us on all social media at Take 5. You know, we on Twitter, we on Twitch, we on YouTube, everywhere, man. This is episode 6 up the Bryce. We got a whole lot to talk about, man. We got NFL, we got some boxing, we got some NBA playoffs, of course. But as you can see, we got 5 heads on here. How y'all feeling, man?
Good, man.
Pretty good after the draft.
Yeah. We got to get into some draft talk. Okay, so initial reactions. We got Bryce Young going 1, of course. CJ Stroud up there, Will Anderson Jr. Any surprises out of these? Top picks? Anything that shocked y'all?
Well, after all of the I guess bashing they were trying to do with Bryce Young, he was too small, this and that, hands are small, blah blah blah. It's kudos to him for being the number 1 overall pick. Do great things in Carolina.
Do numbers and remain humble. We love to see black quarterbacks going 1. We love to see black quarterbacks going 1. Absolutely. And I know we are Falcons fans in here, but I put some more of these picks up here. We got Anthony Richardson, right? Von Witherspoon at 5, and Atlanta Falcons getting Bijan Robinson, at number 8, the running back out of Texas. There's just a lot of crazy talk, coming from the Falcons fans. You know what I mean? I checked my Twitter after this pick, and people are upset. Like, they're ready to riot against Atlanta. Like, I just need to understand what's the problem here. He's fine.
I was upset personally. He's definitely 5. Like, we all know who Bijan Robinson is. He's elite, but we already have a 1,000-yard rusher, and we already have an elite O-line. We need other pieces that are very lacking. Even receiver, honestly, but I wouldn't go 8. Not at 8. Not at 8.
Not this year. There's nobody worth 8 at receiver. But I don't know. I don't think it was a terrible pick. Like, obviously, he's a very good running back. So, like, he will rush well for the Falcons. Like, that's a fact. Like, if he's healthy, he's gonna rush well. He's gonna play well. But like, I don't know. There was guys there like Jordan Davis, but I did read something just before we started today on Twitter, and it was basically saying like there was actually like Georgia coaches like on the staff who were like, Georgia coaches like were basically saying like they're not Jalen Carter fans. Like, he's not a good guy. Like, all this stuff, pretty much bashing him. And they didn't put that stuff out until after he got picked, to try to not tank his draft stock. But I don't know. Maybe that's why the Falcons passed on him. There's other teams like the Lions passed on him, even though, because they traded back. So I don't know. I'm not terribly mad at it, but
Jalen Carter.
I didn't think we needed a running back. I won't say we needed a running back, but he's going to be good for the Falcons.
What I thought was kind of surprising was Jahmyr Gibbs to the Lions.
No,
they already have DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift gets hurt like every week.
Swift's not 5 though.
So yeah, he's not 5.
Swift's not 5 anymore.
He's just been injured.
He had a good year his rookie year, but he didn't even play. He was like third string running back last year. But
they do have Jamal Williams though.
No, he left. It's Montgomery.
Oh yeah, so they did need a running back, but probably not.
Montgomery's tough.
Yeah,
Montgomery. Like, they needed
DeAndre Swift.
They didn't. I'm not going to say they needed a running back, but like that means DeAndre Swift's done. Basically, like DeAndre Swift will never play for that team because David Montgomery's going to be like the big back. What's the cause going to be the like receiving back?
That does make that a top like 5 offense in the league.
Yeah,
they're good.
I feel like you do need like a running back like by committee though. Like these days, like I feel like running backs get injured so often. Like one goes down, like you're gonna need one.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't so mad at the Falcons. Like, it's not bad to have two. Like, Cordell can play can play receiver again, so
Yeah,
we'll
he
be
can.
fine. And like they set it up for Ritter. Like I think they're really trying to give Ritter a chance to be the guy in Atlanta, which I don't think he is because
He's not.
he's really just not like that. Never has been. But like they are giving him a shot to be that guy. And if he fails, that means the Falcons are definitely going quarterback next year, which I'm excited about.
I mean, what about Philly with Jalen Carter? Then how does Philly feel about that? Because again, like it was all smiles from this guy. So what's up with
Dude,
that?
I mean, I didn't even imagine him falling to us. Like honestly, I didn't think. I thought there were so many teams that needed him. And I thought he was just like so good. Like his talent was like a top 5 talent. But I guess his draft stock did drop with that incident from Georgia. But I think that was a great pick at 9. Even Nolan Smith at 30 was crazy. I didn't think we'd get him at 30. But yeah, great draft by the Eagles.
I mean, that's another great draft by the Eagles, isn't it? And
We don't.
I mean,
know. We don't
but
know yet.
you said what?
We don't know yet. Like we have to see how the Jalen Carter thing pans out. We have to see.
Yeah, that's
how
true, but-
like, Nolan Smith is really raw. Like he's really like he's a talented player, but I don't know how good he's gonna be. Like
Dude, I mean, at Georgia,
30's
Jalen
good
Carter-
value. 30's good value though. 30's good value.
Yeah,
I
But
think
I
that's
mean-
one of the best picks in the draft, honestly.
Jalen Carter
Carter?
though at Georgia, like I remember watching him and it was crazy. Like he just
No,
like
you can't. I mean, he
he
was better
disrupted
than Jordan
every play.
Davis. He was better than Jordan Davis was when he was a junior. So, or when
Yeah.
he was a sophomore. So yeah.
for sure. I mean, don't we have another day of draft? Like,
Yeah, 4 through
Yeah.
7, it probably already started.
really? Okay. Yeah, another day of draft. Whew, that's a lot of drafting. No cap. But that's the NFL. Gonna switch gears just a little bit. We had a little disagreement about this one. You know what I'm saying? We had a little disagreement about this one. So Tank versus Garcia. You know what I'm saying? Miles, you got anything about this one, cuz?
Tank fought a great fight. Like I'm not.
Murder, she roll.
Nah, Tank fought a great fight. Like even without the knockout TKO, like he was definitely winning the majority of the cards. So like if it had ended right there as like a decision, I think all the judges had him like 5 rounds to 2 or something like that. So good job to Tank. I mean, hopefully they run it back. Hopefully.
Did you have him losing?
Yeah.
Oh dang. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's surprising to me.
I did. But it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, I thought it was gonna be close. Like Ryan's not sweet. Like
I had Ryan. I
He's
thought
not, I mean, he's not sweet, but like still,
yeah,
he's bigger too. So like, I feel you. But yeah.
But they also had this dehydration clause or rehydration clause, which I thought was a bit weak from the Tank side because like I think the fight was at 138, and they had a clause where like the next day, because usually you weigh in and you cut for that Friday. The next day, like Ryan had to weigh in like right before the fight, and he couldn't be higher than 146 pounds, which like one is like if you're not able to fully like rehydrate, that's kind of dangerous in and of itself. But that's obviously going to affect you if you have to stay at a cut weight than what you usually walk around. So I thought that was a bit weak from the A side there, but okay.
All right, well, they run it back.
Huh?
Okay, say they run it back. And you keeping your pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta rock with Ryan.
I like Ryan's style. I like his style. I don't know. He had to reach on him. I've been hearing Tank has some different experiences in the ring that may have, giving him the edge on this one. But all in all, taking a knee is crazy. That shot was insane. That shot was insane. Like, if you think that shot was insane, like I haven't felt that one.
There's nothing he could do, dude.
Yeah.
There's definitely nothing you can do after that. Like
It looked a bit weird because I mean it's always like shots to the kidney and the liver and whatnot. Like it's always gonna like garner a late reaction like he did, but
yeah,
it definitely looked a bit weird in the moment. Like
I mean, I just don't think. I feel like he could definitely stand and walk and stuff, but I don't think he could go on fighting.
I think he was protecting himself. I will say that.
Yeah, like he couldn't fight. I don't think he could have fought anymore, but like he could have. Yeah, he could have walked out. Like obviously, but
for sure. I heard he was a big LeBron fan growing up. Like I heard he was a big Bron fan growing up.
You're a LeBron fan now. That's the crazy thing.
Hey, you know how it comes. We gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. You know, but that definitely it was a good fight from what I saw. Of course, I didn't watch that, but the highlights were. I'm gonna keep it moving. Y'all got anything more on Garcia?
Nah.
No, I'm gonna keep it moving, man. Okay. So we talked a little bit of football, talked a little bit of boxing in here, but the main thing that's been going on this week, man, the most pressing matter is the NBA playoffs. We've seen some very interesting games. We've seen some very interesting performances. We've seen, a lot. We've seen the referees acting a fool. We've seen a lot. We've definitely seen a lot. So I came up with this game right here, man. It's called Cold or Fold. Okay, so a lot of teams went to Cancun this week. All right, a lot of teams booked their flights. So I want to know if did they fold in the moment? Right, because every team has expectations. Did they fold in the moment, or did this team just go cold? They just didn't have it some of the games, and they'll be back next year to rectify their losses. So let's get into it, man.
Oh no,
I forgot to get that up. The playoff picture though. I definitely forgot to get that. It updated again last night. I don't know if y'all see. I don't know if y'all saw that. But anywho, let's start here, man. All right. So this was definitely this might have been, we were talking a little bit this morning. Like this might have been. I don't know if we've ever seen a top team like this go out in this fashion, in this way, in this manner. Just to give us a little bit of context, this Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Do you guys feel do you think you made enough adjustments over Jimmy over the stretch of this series?
We didn't. I think Drew did his best, man, but at the end of the day, like he gets tired. He gotta rebound the ball, he gotta pass the ball, he gotta score the ball, he gotta guard Jimmy. Like you get tired. Maybe we could have done some, I don't know, maybe double teaming more, try to make him pass the ball. Maybe, I don't know, switch the matchup for a little bit.
That's crazy. I had not heard that clip.
That's not that crazy. He was. They should have put Giannis on him. They should have put
Giannis on him. Dude, he
or help, he was getting single covered.
80 on Giannis's face. Bruh. You know that they tried to put Giannis on him. This is like 2 years ago, mind you. They tried to put Giannis on him when after he just won the depoy, and y'all boys were talking to me like, "Oh, Giannis is an all-time great defender. He's better than Anthony Davis at defense." Y'all boys were telling me he's a better defender than AD because he won a depoy. Anyways. That boy cannot guard, especially on the perimeter. He can rim protect. That's about it. He can rim protect. Jimmy Butler took his lunch money one-on-one. That actually happened. They tried to put Giannis on Jimmy Butler. And this is when I was a Giannis hater, too. This is before Giannis, he did get a Mickey ring because Kawhi got hurt. But anyways, that year they tried to put Giannis on Jimmy Butler. He literally took his lunch money and went for 35 every game on his face. That was not like that on defense.
Nobody can guard Jimmy. He's definitely
okay, but I'm saying don't say put Giannis on him. Don't.
No, but I'm not solely, but help with the double.
No.
But it would have helped though. Is what I'm saying. It would have helped Drew from being tired.
No,
it would not have.
But is it not Giannis's? He's the captain of the team. He's the leader, right?
No, he's not. The coach is the leader. Coach tells him what to do.
Oh, the coach.
Obviously not.
Oh,
This is the NBA. That's not how it works.
This
We
is
know that.
terrible. This
What?
is
It's
terrible.
the NBA.
If a coach assigns Drew Holiday to do something, he's gonna do it.
So did you not hear what Jimmy Butler said on the last play when he was talking to Spoelstra?
What'd he say?
He was like, "Put me here, make me that guy."
Bruh.
What do you mean?
Bruh, Spoelstra is different though. Like that's a different coach. Like he listens to his
Spoelstra-
players. He's had. It's different though. Come on, like he's gonna listen to his players. Bud's probably like, this is my way or the highway. Like, and he
Bud
has
Bud definitely got exposed. He definitely got exposed in this series, but
Hey, Julian, cold or fold, man?
So it's a fold. Like we already know it was a fold. The number 1 seed went out in 5 games.
Yeah,
Like, it was a fold.
Come
It
on.
was a fold. Like, come on. Like,
I will say this, just from that short.
Jimmy Butler averaged 30.
Yeah. Nah, this one was bad. This one was extremely bad.
It's poor.
And,
you can't say tired. Like this is what you build up the entire 82 for. Like you can't say, "Oh, he got tired." Like why is he making excuses for another man, anyways? But you can't say he's getting tired and whatnot. Like this is what we prepare for. It's what we prepare for.
Well, he wasn't trying to throw him under the bus. I think you can't throw your teammate under the bus. Like
you don't have to
throw the coach under the bus.
Throw him under. He didn't have to throw him under the bus.
He can't say he just didn't perform well. You can't say that to your teammate.
I don't think that he meant that at all. Like I don't think that's what he meant in that speech.
I meant the question though that was posed to him.
To me, this is all against Budenholzer, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the speech was about coaching and not making any adjustments. That's what it was about, not about Drew. Like he was just saying Drew happened to be the guy on him, and Jimmy went crazy. But yeah.
Well, I mean,
of course Drew can't guard Jimmy. I could have told y'all that long ago. Everyone knows that.
I mean, we watched 5 consecutive games. You know what I mean? And like Miles alluded to, he's averaging 35 plus. Like I'm texting in the group chat. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm a Jimmy Butler hater for many different reasons. I think this is all bad for the game of basketball, but at the end of the day, though, when a guy is going that crazy, dropping 56, and there's no double team the following game, I mean, that's inexplicable. You know what I mean? It's inexplicable, unexcusable. This is a championship team, a championship roster with a championship coach, but they did not show that. This was one of the worst collapses of a top team that I've ever seen in my life. It's a fold. It's a fold, a large fold. And and Julian, I want your input on this one. The biggest problem I had with this post game was this failure comment that Giannis made. Okay. Eric, whatever reporter asked him if the season was a failure. Giannis went into a whole diatribe about how no season is ever a failure and that they're only building blocks to success. I want to get y'all's take on what he had to say with that before I get into it.
All right. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every season that you don't win is a failure, because that would be a stretch. Like, obviously, like you said, you can't win every year, but this season specifically was a super failure. They were the number 1 seed and went out to a number 8 seed in 5 games in a gentleman's sweep. How can you sit here and tell me that wasn't a failure? And he got exposed again in the playoffs. Once again, he can't close games. He has no moves to go to. They had Giannis pulling up for mid-ranges. He pulled up for like a 15-foot jumper in the clutch. That's crazy. And we know he can't hit that.
That's
and then
not
once again,
not that guy.
Again, the free throws, like, it's an issue. And they need it, like I've been telling y'all all year. Chris is not the same. Like, he's not the same as that finals run. And they need a guy who can close games for them. Obviously, Drew cannot do that. Like offensively, no, he can't. Like, I'm sorry, no.
I mean, that's definitely supposed to be Giannis.
They need another guy. No, Giannis can't do that. Like, that's like, even on the championship run, like, yes, it was a great run, like, great player. He can't close his way to a championship. That's not gonna happen ever. Like, or not ever, but as it stands now, he can't do that. So,
Jacob, failure.
I mean, for me, it was more of like My takeaway was if you're a true champion and a true competitor, you're going to hold yourself to a championship standard. Like if Kobe or Mike was asked this question, they would have said, yes, that was a failure because I didn't win a championship.
I mean, there are clips of, this exact scenario happening and Kobe saying, yes, we failed, right? He was in the finals, mind you, but and now we have the Nike PR team, you know what I mean, using quotes from this man, to try and.
That was bad. That was bad. Like,
Wait,
what if that was LeBron James right there? Just think about it. Prime LeBron James. What if he got up there and said something like that?
I mean, there would be a lot of media scrutiny, of course. Like,
media scrutiny, barbershop scrutiny. We wouldn't,
No, I kind of agree with what Julian said. Like, fundamentally, what he said is not wrong, but that off the back of getting gentlemen swept to the 8th seed Miami Heat, who had to go through the play-in to get here, like, that's terrible.
They don't even have a roster right now. Also, like that roster is bad. Like that's a bad roster.
No all-stars.
My Butler,
right? No all-stars on this team. Drew Holiday was an all-star, mind you, this year.
Fake.
And not only that, this is a team that lost to the Hawks in the play-in. What I mean? And I love the Hawks and everything like that, but they're not. They didn't have championship aspirations this year. You know what I mean? To me, what is failure, right? Okay, that means you had a goal and you didn't reach that goal. So what was his goal this season? To grow.
Championship bust.
Yes, it was to get that boy was trying to go to the first round and see what happens from there, I guess.
It's the only way it's not a failure.
That's
right?
what it sounded like to me. I don't know.
I don't.
Dude, that's not fair though, because everyone's goal is really to win championship, and you're not going to win championship every year. So every year,
not everybody's
you're the number 1 seed, former champs, like
roster.
No, losing to the 8th seed is a failure, but I mean, I'm just saying.
So the season's a failure. They lost to the 8th seed. That's what just happened. They just lost to the 8th seed.
In 5,
but
that was a failure.
Yeah, but
he should have said that. He should have been like, "Yeah, that was an epic failure. We'll be back." That's all he had to say.
Because
to me, he got emotional, so it's okay.
Yeah, he definitely got tricked by that boy Eric.
Definitely got baited into it.
Eric Cattle.
In our line of discussion, though, we need to note that Mike Budenholzer, his brother actually died during this series, so
I did see that.
Yeah, so it's a very unfortunate situation for him. So we're hoping that his family is okay and that sort of thing. And another thing before I move on, man, I just get a lot of Twitter nonsense. I feel like Giannis is becoming a protected superstar in the fact that now I'm getting the excuses of, he went down. What was it? What did he go down? Game 1?
Yeah.
11 minutes, didn't play game 2, comes back with the back contusion, still drops a triple-double and everything like that, but he can't even sit on the bench for extended periods of time. Was that a factor? Or just excuses?
It's a factor, but it doesn't discount the fact that it's a failure. It's still a failure.
Because they still won without him.
This is true.
By 30.
I told you. I thought that they could actually beat the Heat without Giannis. I believe that. I did. A little bit more on that, man. You got playoff Butler over here doubling his 3-point percentage in the playoffs, And then this is more of what I'm talking about. He missed 2 of 5 games, only played 11 minutes, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Y'all lost, man. Y'all gotta get off my screen, man. All right. Now, let's take it back to the A, all right? 6 games of greatness. 6 games of greatness. Straight guy. The Iceman. Cold-fold.
It's a cold man.
Sure, just say it's a cold. You can't say the Hawks folded.
I don't think it was a fold.
Our
They just got
expectations of the Hawks.
Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe Morgan and Jacob, like y'all probably had high expectations, but the general consensus of like our expectations were like, okay, yeah, they'll probably go out in 5 games, but they gave the Celtics a tough 6. Like, so good job to them, but it's, I guess, cold. Like, I don't know. Like,
I mean,
what was
definitely
expected?
cold.
It was more than expected, but
We saw the last game. It was literally neck and neck the whole way through, and we were up like a lot of points. And then Trey goes 1 for 12 the second half. That's the definition of cold, going cold. So I mean, and at home
And
too.
folding. That's also folding.
so you saying fold?
I'm just saying, if it was
Trey
someone
folded.
else, if it was someone else, they would say it was a fold, like for sure.
So Trey folded in the
Let it
series.
slide. I'm saying let it slide.
Folded the
Let
second
it
half.
slide. Let's let it slide. Because like if it was anyone else, like not your favorite player, like you would be saying it was a fold.
Yeah.
You know that.
1 of 12. You just heard yourself say 1 of 12.
But I'll go back to Miles.
Look at the rest of the series.
Nice.
I have to go back to Miles's point.
it's tempered expectations. That's the exact argument we just used with the Bucks. Like the
Yeah.
Bucks, they had to at least make it to the conference finals because like at this point, what they would have played. They would have played the Knicks. They would have played the Knicks if they advanced. Like, I'm not studying the Knicks series if the Bucks were playing, but so it was the Eastern Conference Finals at minimum. But the Hawks, we didn't think they would go further. Like they played the Celtics. That's a lot of people's picks to go back to the finals. Like
That's fair.
And we can run back the tape. I actually said that this series would go 6 games, right? 6 games.
Good pick.
But yeah, Miles is correct. Expectations. When you play a team like the Boston Celtics, the Hawks, we're a playing team, right? So, new coach, right? Got to see a lot of Quinn and the new wrinkles that he put into our offense and defense. And I think the boys just went cold down the stretch, like Jacob said. Trey, he had a good first half, but couldn't back that up with a great second half. DeJounte Murray, he didn't really have a great game, that game 6. I'm just proud of the Hawks, man. I think they competed, and I think we have a lot to look for in the future, honestly. Like,
I just have a quick question, and like we don't have to spend much time on it, but like it's just so funny how we pick and choose. Because like you remember like Kawhi game 7, right? Like you remember Kawhi when he folded in game 7, right? Like y'all crucify him. It was a fold, correct? That was a fold, right? I'm asking.
Expectations.
No. Come on now.
Expectations.
I'm talking individual performance.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
That was a fold, right?
Sure.
So what's the difference between that and Trey going 1 for 12 in the second half? I don't get it. I don't understand. He went 1 for 12 in the last half of the season. Like, what happened? I'm asking.
I mean, hey, that boy folded. You're right.
Okay.
Individually, that boy folded. I can't say the entire Hawks folded this. This series,
I agree. I agree with the Hawks, but I was just hearing a lot of Trey apologies, and like I didn't understand. Okay.
You do realize he had like 30 and 25 in the first half.
Trey is tough. He's tough. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying like I just wanted to hear your take on that half. It was 1 for 12. Like, at the end of the game, they lost a close game. The best player 1 for 12.
I mean, that's going cold, man.
Right. I definitely agree with you. Like if Trey was able to, put together another 25-point half, you know what I'm saying? And then put up 50, then maybe we could have
12 and a half. Like
he
went 4 for 12. Like 4 for 12.
Shout out to Missoula.
Like he didn't have
shout out to Missoula though.
He didn't have to have an outstanding half to win. Like that didn't have to happen. Like,
yes, he did.
No, he did not.
No, he
yes,
he did.
Game. He did have to have an outstanding half to come out with that game.
No, DeJounte had a pretty good second half.
Shooting half? No, he did not.
I gotta pull up DeJounte's stats. Like
he went second half.
Morgan, he went 1 for 12.
DeJounte was not hooping.
Second half, he was. Who was hooping second half? Not Trae Young.
What was the question?
That's that Philly.
Who was hooping? Who was hooping
Philly covered out
second half? It was not Trae Young.
It was John.
Yeah, DeJounte, he finished with 14, 7, and 11, 38 from the field. You know what I'm saying? He did better than Trey from the field. I mean, all things considered. But you know, it's just not going to get it done as the second guy on this team, you know. So DeJounte, he played a very good series, but you know, boys folded, backcourt folded.
I also have another question. Do y'all think like this team is like good enough to like compete with the Celtics next year or like the Bucks next year?
Why not?
Yeah, I've been saying this all season, and then y'all said we were going to get.
What did we just see?
Yeah, I don't even understand. Like,
come on,
y'all
bro.
are just hating.
I'm actually confused. No, I'm actually confused though because Julian doing all this snickering and laughing because again, I was told we'd either get swept or it'd be 5 games.
No, I understand, but come on now, come on.
What do you mean? Come on, we just
Hawks
played
can
them.
compete in the East next year. Like seriously, you actually believe that? You don't
But
think
why
that?
not? We just got a new
Hawks
coach.
Are the Hawks a top 6 team in the East? Like, are they even the top 6?
We just
we were just like 2 games away.
Quinn Snyder is not like Popovich.
He's a regular season goat. Like, let's call it what it is.
It's Quinn Snyder. He's not moving me. What did he ever do? What has he done for me ever?
He just won games against the Celtics in the playoffs.
Oh wow!
They just beat the
and
Celtics
lost in
in
the
the
first
Garden.
round. Y'all are at home. Y'all are actually at home.
Man,
What was he supposed to do?
20 games left in the season. You know what I'm saying? It's he listen, to hear Trey Young talk about it, he said Quinn is the future. You know what I mean? He's never been coached by somebody of his tenure. I've been hearing this is the best thing that's ever happened to Trey's career, honestly. Like, yeah, we'll see. You put an off season of system work. This team's going to be better than it was last year or this year.
I would hope they're better than 500, but like I don't think that they're going to compete in the East anytime soon. Yeah, they're not going to compete with the Bucks. They can't even compete with the Heat. Let's be like in a playoff series, they're not going to compete with the Heat. Like they're not. Let's be real.
Have the audacity to come on this podcast and say the Hawks cannot compete with the Bucks. That is crazy.
How can the?
Dude, y'all want 2 games against the Celtics, 2.
Are we talking about the same Bucks?
Bro, I'm talking like regular circumstances. Like you're not going to beat the Bucks. Like,
yeah, Giannis doesn't get hurt. Like everyone's healthy. You're not beating the Bucks.
I don't know.
In regular circumstances, we get swept by the Celtics.
Congrats, y'all won 2 games against the Celtics, and they were close games, like very close.
The whole series was close.
Yeah, it was.
It was not.
It was.
Most of the games were really not that close.
It's not true. You're lying. But
we're gonna have to agree.
It's crazy
on this one.
They'd be lying about the Hawks.
I'm being gaslit.
Yeah, I definitely being gaslit as well. I don't understand how we can't compete with teams that we've beaten, like that we've landed, like, that we've already beaten before.
The Heat in the play-in, bro. Like, come on, man.
30 balled them, didn't we?
It was bad.
You beat them in one game, and they dominated you all season.
Yeah,
I'm just saying they dominated you all season without Jimmy Butler even trying for real. And then we already know what would happen if Jimmy Butler face on the series. Like,
so then we got to the play-in, and he like started trying and got blown out.
He played bad.
And he did not play well. That's true. But
I'm gonna keep moving, man. I'm gonna keep moving.
Can't compete in the East without a top 10 player. I'm sorry. You're not competing in the East without a top 10 player. Trey's not that. So keep it moving. He's not. I know he's not.
You're acting like he's some type of scrub. I know he's not. But you're acting like this better.
I'm not. I just said top 10. I said if he's not top 10, you're not going to compete for a championship in the East.
Dude, he's top 20. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about?
I don't think so. But
that's your opinion. Like, all I see is 27 and 10 a night, and not many people do that.
9 for 28.
And for sure.
Even
that's the Gardner.
9 for 28.
We talk about gamers. That's the
we can move on. We can move on for him. Like this is automatically a fold. I call this out.
No, get those lights off. Off. Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off.
Got him.
I already told y'all. I told y'all before this series that they're finna fold because we already know what kind of cloud Donovan Mitchell's cut from. He's not a bad player, but he's just not a guy who's going to take you there in the playoffs. Like
he's
that's
from
not going to happen.
He's from the Quinn Snyder school of first round exit.
He is
exactly.
Like, I guess
Oh
that's
my
Quinn
God.
Snyder's going to take the Hawks to the promised land. But anyways, Donovan Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, not the guy. I've said this on multiple podcasts before. When we had the All-Star podcast, I told y'all Donovan Mitchell wasn't a superstar. He's not the guy to take you to a championship. He can't be the guy to take you there. That's factual.
Dude,
Obviously, they just went out to the Knicks. Did they go out in 5 games too?
Yes.
They went out to the Knicks in 5 games. Bro, the Cavs are unserious. Donovan Mitchell, he's a good player, but he's also unserious when it comes to the playoffs. Jared Allen, that's ridiculous. Like, that's just ridiculous. But
Mitchell is still a superstar.
Yeah, like are we gonna strip the superstar title away from Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah,
I didn't strip it. I didn't strip it. I just never granted it to him. Like that never happened for me. That didn't.
I mean, it never did. He's telling the truth.
Cold or fold? Juice saying fold. Miles, what you think, man?
It's a complete fold. 5 games to the Knicks, to Jalen Brunson and them at the Knicks. Like, they have a good squad over there in New York, but come on. This is another expectations thing, especially from you, Morgan. Like, I want to hear from you, actually, because you've been, chatting about D. Mitch and the Cavs all season long. Oh, they're going to be this, they're going to be that. Like, and you're losing to the Knicks?
Well, I don't want us to say the Knicks like this is some type of like scrub team now. Okay, the Knicks have showed us that they're ready to play. They completely dominated these boys. Like we completely dominated these boys. We talk about hustle points. We talk about effort. We talk about physicality. All of that. That completely took Donovan Mitchell out of this game. It completely took Darius Garland out of this game. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, ni hao. I want Jared Allen needs to be in the G League just for this comment right here.
That's a terrible comment. Like,
just for this comment right here, he needs to be out the league.
That is worse than the Giannis mess. Like, the lights are brighter than expected. Are we?
No, get those lights off! Off!
I mean, at least he was being honest, though. Like, some people.
No.
Stop. We're not giving him honesty points. What? He's not kindergarten.
He be capping though. Like Ben Simmons
knows that.
Ben Simmons be capping.
The media knows this.
I'd rather him cap to me. I'd rather him lie to me.
That's the worst comment I've seen since DeMar DeRozan said, "If we had LeBron, we would." Yeah. That's so pitiful. If I was Jared Allen's teammate, I would go slap him immediately after. Like, he wouldn't even get out of the press room. He wouldn't get out of the press room before I slapped him across his face. That's insane. Like, that's insane.
That's what I'm saying, though.
The lights were brighter. You're a grown man. He's a grown man, and he plays basketball for millions of dollars. There's no lights that are too bright. Like, come on now. And he's a veteran. That boy is not young.
Jared has been in the playoffs before. Like
he's not a youngin. He's a veteran.
But Julian, that's me. That's where I have to take it though. So 0-4-5. He couldn't find the basket to save his life. He missed a lot of easy shots, in my opinion. But he ultimately did not perform. He's going to war with this guy every night, Jude.
I mean, I have to say that's a tough hill to climb. If you're a center talking like that, that's pitiful. And they had Mitchell Robinson. They had Mitchell Robinson snickering after the game when he checked the box score. So it is I'll give it to Donovan Mitchell. Like, if you're a big man that's that soft, it's definitely a bad sign. But it's still not an excuse in my opinion. Not an excuse.
No. But definitely not an excuse.
And we'll get to it later. Actually, I do have a comment about soft centers. I have a soft centers comment later, but it'll be
for sure. Miles, you asked me to respond. I mean, this is a complete fold by every single person on the Cavs. I'm even looking at JB Bickerstaff, man. They want him back, but I'm even looking at dude. I'm like, the Cavs, they play the same offensive game for 5 games, really. You know what I mean? A lot of dribble penetration, kicking, not a lot of wrinkles to really. I don't know, man. I don't know. I also want to give credit to the Knicks where credit is due. They played exceptional defense.
I know I'm all this, but the Knicks played an outstanding series. So
yeah,
and they get the Heat. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about that later.
We can talk about it now, honestly. Julian, Heat or the Knicks?
I gotta go. Jimmy Butler's the best player in the series, but the Knicks have a better roster. But I'm gonna say the Heat are gonna win, just experience and best player in the series.
There's a lot of talk. Of course, Coach Thibodeau. He was, I think he was Jimmy's first coach in the league, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably, yeah.
Chicago. And he might, be able to figure him out and know what to do.
No.
I don't know. I want to see Jimmy Butler perform at MSG. And that's what I want to see. Like, I want to see that 50 burger in the Garden. Because not everybody can play there, Drew.
I mean, that's true, but I feel like if we've learned anything about Jimmy, like, it's just going to be up. Like, that just means it's even more up. Like, the lights are on.
Like, when the lights are brighter for him, like,
I mean,
he knows when to.
That's what he's told us. I can't. That's what I've seen, right? He walked into Milwaukee, sucked the life out of the arena, and then waved them off. Like, so he does that at MSG. I don't know. Like, that's gonna be.
We're gonna have to have a conversation, Morgan. And we should have had it today. We should have had a segment just on Jimmy today for you, Morgan. But we want let's wait and see how the rest of the playoffs play out, and then we can have that conversation. But just for you, I want to have that.
For sure. Well rested Jimmy. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna keep it moving though. So Ant-Man and my boy. This was another 5-gamer, wasn't it? Another 5-gamer with Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, another 5 games. Yeah. You can just see the pain in his face. It definitely hit this picture for sure after last shot.
30, right? Like, he scored 30 in every single game they played. So yeah, this is not a colder fold for Ant-Man, but you have to just look at the greater Timberwolves organization.
You do.
It's just not good enough. It hasn't been good enough for years. They tried to make this blockbuster trade to get Rudy Gobert.
As soon as that happened, it was a fold.
Now they gave up D'Angelo Russell as well.
Yeah,
let's add that.
That was horrible. Like, why did they do that? Because they were
He
playing
wanted out, Joe. He wanted out.
No, I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah,
they were playing really well. They were playing really well together.
Dude, it's probably because he was playing with Karl Anthony Towns' weak self, soft-bodied self.
No, they're best. Actually, no, they're best friends though.
I think it was Rudy, honestly.
They might be best friends, but that doesn't. They might be best friends off the court, but on the court.
That's a fair take. That's fair.
I mean, all right. So Miles is saying, what are you saying, Miles? Cold or fold?
I mean, okay, we didn't think they were going to beat the Nuggets, but they were on the brink of getting swept. But that game, I'm pretty sure the game 4 performance from Ant-Man, it was like 38 or 40 points. Yeah. They were riding his coattails the entire series. So like he's established. Like, I know we've seen Ant-Man for years now. Like we've known about him. We've known the caliber of basketball player he was. We knew what he was going to be, and like it's all coming into fruition now. Timberwolves, they got to make some changes because they've tried to rock with. It's a lot different now, but like they, at least with Karl Anthony Towns, like that's been their core for the past 5-6 years, however long he's been in the league.
Back to when Jimmy was on the team, really.
Yeah, 6-7 years or something. Yeah, so it's changes have to be made.
Well, for me, to your point about changes have to be made, I think that Karl Anthony Towns has reached his I don't want to say peak or potential, anything like that, but I think this is the Karl Anthony Towns that we're going to see. Ant-Man is better than him. There's no use in me sugarcoating or anything like that. Ant-Man is a better talent.
Ant-Man is the guy on the team.
He's the guy on the team. So I'm looking at Karl,
Anthony Edwards.
I'm looking at Karl like trade bait right now. He can shoot the 3. He can play in the post a little bit. Any team would, love to have Karl if they could pay him right. I say we get rid of Carl and build around this guy. Be serious about it. Like, what do y'all think?
Well, I mean, I think the Timberwolves need to stop giving away their pieces. I mean,
they completely screwed their. I think they could screw their organization for years to come by trading as much as they did for Rudy Gobert. Like that's gonna go down as one of the worst trades.
Yeah, I think away Walker was crazy.
I mean, they didn't give away Walker.
They didn't give away Walker. I mean, okay, Walker was an unconfirmed talent, like, but in hindsight, they would have done just as good or better with Walker than having Rudy Gobert.
Not knowing.
For a lot cheaper.
Yeah,
You're not knowing?
I mean, they would have had better. They'd have had better pieces around him, more money, more draft capital. But like, also, I'm just saying, this doesn't really matter because like it's just gonna end up in Ant-Man leaving the Timberwolves. Like,
Yeah.
He's gonna be gone.
If they don't act fast, he's out.
Yeah, they have maybe a year left, and then he's done.
No,
they should get him a superstar.
He was sick
in summer.
I don't know if y'all saw the post game pressers, but he was sick after game 5. Like,
I mean, you see how sick he was. He knocked the girl out. Like, and
no, they gassed that. But that's
but what is he doing, Miles? Why does he have a chair in his hand?
That was just passion. Like, it's just passionate, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta learn to direct.
I was just having it. Nah, I agree. But like,
at least he didn't freaking punch the wall. Like,
yeah, this is true.
He had passion for the game. Like, so you can't get mad at that.
Yeah. All in all, though, I believe that the Timberwolves had enough to win 2 games. I think they should have won another game. I know that may not be saying much or whatever, but you know, I don't know. I think they do need to make some big changes, though. They got to make some changes. All right.
I mean, honestly, this is neither cold nor fold. Like,
no,
they just got cold.
Well,
they didn't get cold. They just got hurt.
It's not even a cold. Like, it's if you had to pick one, it would be a fold. But like, it's just like it's a literal fold. Like Kawhi's knee folded. Like, body folded on him. So like, yeah, like if we're gonna pick one, it's got to be a fold. But I don't
like against the best roster in the NBA.
I mean, yeah, like they would have beat them though.
I think they proved in the first 2 games that if Kawhi was playing in the whole series, I don't think we see the Suns out of the first round. So the conversation would be a lot different. But yeah, I guess the story, same story, different day with Kawhi. So what can you do?
I'm actually going to take this a different direction. I'm going to say it was cold with this one. I'm going to go with cold with this one because I know that Kawhi went down. I know they didn't have Paul, but I think they could have had a chance to get Paul back for a sit. Maybe I don't know how many games.
They weren't.
Maybe 7. If they could force a 7.
Nah, but at that point, like that's still forcing it. Like you either like win with Kawhi and Russ, or you lose. Like you don't rush him back. You don't put him back into a Game 7 playoff atmosphere. Like on his first game off of injury, like you can't do that.
Yeah, I don't think you would have played in the next series.
Yeah, you would have had to start him in the next series. Like you had to just ride with your guys in a Game 7 situation. But I feel like that probably would have screwed up the chemistry a little bit. Like they all had played 6 games prior to that, and like Russ was cooking up. Kawhi, like in the 2 games we saw him, he was cooking up. So like you just have to ride with your two superstar caliber players.
But that's why I'm going with Cole, Miles. You know, I feel like that last game, Russell Westbrook, he could have gave us more. You know, we saw he has the capability. This is a Hall of Fame, point guard, top 5 of all time. I feel like, he could have gave us more with that. He competed, did everything he could, of course, to bring him the distance. But, Russ, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me.
I feel like that's easy to say, but like I feel like Russ was also performing above his expectation. Like we weren't expecting Russ.
Whose expectation?
Everyone's wild expectations, Morgan. But he was definitely punching above his weight.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all learned the hard way.
Like, this is not OKC, Russ. Like, this is not prime Westbrook. Like, we know what prime Westbrook was capable of. And I mean, he turned back the clock a little bit. He had to. He
played well. Yeah. He played well.
So I'm still gonna say it's a fold. Like, what's up with Kawhi? I do try and like back him a little bit, like, because the injury he's had is serious, but now it's a torn meniscus, which like the torn meniscus, like he'll be back for next season. That's not gonna take that long to recover. He probably doesn't need surgery, but
I want to read something to y'all.
These are glass, I guess.
I want to read something real quick. Shout out to Jacob Bricks for sending me this thread. I don't know if y'all actually peeped it when he sent it in the group chat, but this is from a
that was poor. Why are we even talking about that? Come on.
What?
It was a fly on the wall like reporter or whatnot, but okay.
Very close to the team. He had a lot to say about Kawhi. He had a lot to say about Kawhi. He said Kawhi's a funny guy too. That Memphis game, he sat out at the half, had nothing to do with the medical staff. He decided on his own and didn't tell anybody. Just ghosted the team mid-game. Then in the Pelicans back in March where Kawhi left early, he wasn't even hurt at all. He just had an excuse to leave and he took it. Ghosted them again. It's wild seeing that guys like T-Man, Zoo, Norm, Moot, Reggie play hurt or not 100%, but it's sad to see your franchise player can't do the same. Okay. I've heard
like this is like anti-Kawhi propaganda or something. Like this, like come on, this is not.
What are we talking about right now?
Next topic. Like,
that's just what I want to know. What are we talking about?
All of this
a new light on the fly for me.
We have to look at the similarities. You know what I'm saying? Have we not heard anything similar to this before about Kawhi Leonard? Have you all not heard about the fact that sometimes he does not speak to the team about his injuries? The fact that sometimes even Coach Ty Lue is left in the dark.
When he was on the Spurs, I heard that happened, like about them mismanaging his injury. Then
this was like medical malpractice. So
then he took another opinion outside of the team because they mismanaged his injury. So he's like, oh, I don't trust the doctors there. I'm gonna go to a doctor who I do trust. That happened. I did hear.
Hey, Andrew, I don't trust him. What's his name? I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't. I don't.
This is a terrible take. What's the next topic?
Yeah,
I
had to add a slide. Honestly, I had to add a slide. So I'm on my feet, right?
Them boys said they fine in the West.
Man, that was like a curse saying that out loud.
Is that a real fit? Right
everything went downhill.
Both of those are confirmed quotes. Like, I'm pretty sure
that's actually a pitiful fit. I'm sorry,
that's crazy. He's a person.
I mean, that's
you got to be able to back up that talk, man.
Somebody just snatched his chain. That's terrible. That's horrible. That's horrible.
Dylan Brooks, ni hao ma. Ni shi zhong guo ren ma. Ni bu shi mei guo ren. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, he's gonna have to learn some Chinese too. Like, there's a lot of players that are gonna have to start learning some Chinese this off season. Like,
Duolingo, Rosetta Stone. You know what I mean? I might have a promo code actually that he can use. I might have a promo code that he. But hold on now. Before we get into the slander, let me explain why I'm slandering this man, because we get into calling folks out of their name, Dylan Bricks and this type of stuff. There has to be rational. There has to be reasoning behind this. I didn't think that Russ deserved any of that. You know what I'm saying? When he was playing, like, he was actually struggling. He was actually struggling. But this man, he pokes bears though. You know what I mean? Like he told us that he was going to do something completely different than what he actually did. This is a fold. What do y'all think?
It's 100% fold.
Well,
Like, what are we? Look at the quote on the right. Nah, I'm fine in the West. We've been talking about this all season. We knew this one quote was going to build up to an ultimate failure from the Memphis Grizzlies from day one. I think he said this at the end of last season or something, but we knew the entire time. Yeah, y'all can be some regular season warriors, be second seed. But when it comes playoff times and you play against veterans, it's gonna be rough nights for y'all. And now they can go to Cancun. They can go, they can have a parade inside their city.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Drew, what'd you see from our Lakers boys, man?
I mean, I don't know. We play well as a team, I would say. Like, I would like to see more from Anthony Davis, LeBron, offensively. But other than that, I think we're doing well. We look good. We really handled them, I would say. Like, especially Anthony Davis's defense is back. Like, he's really hooping on the defensive end. So if he can get that consistency on offense, we're gonna cause issues. And if we draw some bonus next round, it's gonna get bad for him. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's gonna get bad. It's gonna get really bad. So,
I'm hoping we see him. I don't know. Like, I'm a Lakers fan, through and through. I bleed purple and gold, but we see Steph in them, and we have to run around the perimeter.
That could cause problems. That will cause.
It's gonna be. It's gonna cause problems. But with that being said, Anthony Davis, Julian, I know you're a Kawhi fan. Anthony Davis might be the most dominant defensive player that I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
Period.
Yeah, I mean,
he might be.
I mean, he's one of the best defenders of all time. He is, because like he's like the best paint protector. Like, even though like y'all used to say Giannis and all that, which was I never agreed, but he's obviously a super elite paint protector.
People used to be saying Gobert and them.
Like, and he switches, that's terrible because AD can switch out and guard. Like, not even just like he's not a switchable big man. Like, he can switch out and guard, like actually guard, like effectively. So it's just not close between him and the rest of those guys. So
I mean, and I hear all of this crazy talk about, if they had Steven Adams, if they had Brandon Clark, this and that. Anthony Davis took the soul. Like, I mean, he was creating chaos on the offensive end for them, especially once we figured out that Booty Shorts was not going to make any jumpers this series. After that, we packed in the defense, man. Turned Ja Morant into a jump shooter. Last game was textbook, of course. I mean, we completely dominated this team
last night. Yeah.
And,
shout out to my boy D'Angelo Russell on last night's performance.
Nah, D-Loading. He was hooping. Hey, he was hooping. Hey, man. Now we gotta look. Now we gotta look to the future, though. That's all I got for cold and fold. But now we gotta look to the future. All right, so appreciate everybody that made it this far. You know what I mean? At Take 5 Pod on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that good stuff. Now we got to look toward the future. So we got a game 7 on our hands. Okay, we got a game 7 on our hands. Miles, he told me the Warriors are going to come out of this one.
No, I'm not feeling so confident about a game 7. I will be completely honest. Like, this is, yeah. I
mean, what did you see last night?
I texted my dad. Like, I was like, this is scary. Like, game 7 is scary news for the Warriors. Like, it gets sticky. Sacramento, they have a great atmosphere up there at home. And like but this has always been the Warriors thing. Like, they've always been a high turnover team for some weird reason when it comes to the playoffs. Obviously, like, I think their teams before, their championship winning teams, like, they can mask that a bit, but you're right. Like, their team is just not as good as it has been in previous seasons, even last season. And yeah, it's gonna be rough, but it's been close games, I guess, but
definitely good games. I don't know. Not last night though. Not last night. No.
That's last night. But we don't need to talk about that.
I think we do. I think we do. You know, I gotta give another knee high.
It's been the fourth quarter, like, because all the games do end up pretty close going into the fourth quarter, but like the Warriors cannot close out at all against the Kings. It feels like so. Yeah, I'm not feeling good about Game 7 tomorrow night, tomorrow during the day.
Monk, he had a quote after the game. He said, you know, they knew it was a one day turnaround, you know, for this game. So they just wanted to run them up and down the floor. You know, they just wanted to run an older team, and that's what they did. And they plan on doing that in Game 7.
We gonna see.
We gonna see, man. We gonna see. So another
I'm definitely not as confident as I'll admit that I'm not as confident as I was before this 2 weeks ago before the series started.
Nah, anything could happen. You know who I'm rooting for. We gotta light the beam, and we gotta light that beam. But another one is said. I want to hear from Julian again. Our Jimmy Butler had, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, Knicks versus the Heat, right? New York and Miami. That's gonna be rocking. That's gonna be a good one. I want to know how many games you think this series is gonna go.
I don't think it goes less than 6 either way.
Yeah, I think it goes like 7.
Depending on, I don't know who's gonna. I really don't know who's gonna win. Like, toss up, but 6 or 7. Both two roughneck teams, especially this year.
It's gonna be
physical,
highly defensive because even like that Knicks and Cavs series was like fairly low scoring. So
it was.
I think we'll see more or less the same with this series. So.
And as we saw, that is not the Cavaliers' game. You know, that was never their game. Like they they saw the right team. No, they definitely did. But Joe, this one's gonna end in 5 games. Okay.
And who's saver?
This one's gonna end in 5 games. Let me tell you something about these Knicks.
5 games is.
Let me tell you something about these Knicks, man. They showed me a lot of that Cavaliers series. I mean, they shut Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland down. They did. They shut them down. Donovan Mitchell averages 28 points in the regular season. Y'all have heard me rave about him often. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the premier scorers we have in the league. Some hail him as the best shooting guard in the league, right? They completely shut him down. This guy is averaging 22 in 5 games. I did not expect that at all. I did not. So when you take a Jimmy Butler now, okay.
No, don't do it.
When you take a Jimmy Butler now.
Don't do it. He just got done averaging 38.
This is true. This is true.
This is nuts.
But I like this Thibodeau narrative though. I like this Thibodeau narrative. There's no way that Thibodeau is gonna sit there and not double team this dude.
Maybe
it's not gonna be Jimmy to beat them, is what I'm trying to go to. I'm not trying Jimmy Butler. It can't be Jimmy to beat them. Like I strongly believe they're gonna clamp down that defense. And I also believe that Julius Randle did not have a good season. I mean a good playoff series against the Cavaliers at all. He was non-existent.
He was still hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
no, he was. He was coming back from injury. That's his first time back.
Tape it up.
Whatever, wait for real, but he's well rested now.
I mean, I don't think he's going to play any better. Like he has to go versus Bam now, which is not sweet.
That's true.
It's not sweet.
That is sweet.
That might be sweet. Bam
is, y'all are insane. No, Bam is not sweet to anyone but Giannis. Bam's sweet to Giannis. Bam is very sweet to Giannis. Bro, to the other guys, Bam is not sweet.
We're
trying Bam.
No, Mitchell Robinson.
Yes, I'm trying Bam. I'm trying Bam.
Robinson is less sweet.
I am trying Bam.
I mean,
because I know y'all. You know, all this defensive narrative, all this. You know, he's supposed to be the best player on the Heat. You know, this, that, and the other. Bam Adebayo is not that guy. Clip this.
I don't think that he is either. Offensively, he's not. But Bam is a fine defender. Like
okay, but when they put in boys like Julius Randle, then go to Mitchell Robinson, and even Hartenstein go get down
No.
there
I mean, those are centers. I'm just talking about Randle. Like they're gonna match up most of the game. I feel like, and that's not easy to score on him. Like he's not sweet. Like Bam can guard.
Bam's gonna do a good job on Randle.
We'll see. I think
that's gonna be a challenge.
I think that the length of a Mobley and a Jared Allen really bothered Julius Randle during that series. Bam, he can use his chest, not get in foul trouble.
I can't actually like any argument that has to do with Jared Allen now, like after the lights are bigger than expected, like he obviously he just wasn't in the right mindset for the entire series.
No, get those lights off. Oh.
I can't even like co-sign anything with like against Jared Allen, like the length and whatnot. Like he was playing weak anyways. Like the Mobley stuff, like I guess they are the perfect duo because like Mobley he's just a long power forward. I feel like playing at the center, the 5 is not optimal for like his play.
Yeah. I don't know, Miles, though. I feel like he needs to slide to the 5. Like, I know he's not the biggest, the most Aki, but in this league, how many 5s do we really have?
How many true 5s?
What is he gonna do if he faces a Joel or a?
There's nothing nobody can do.
I mean, to be that, it's hard to have that be your biggest bite in the throw or something like that. Like even like the Celtics have guys like Horford, Robert Williams, like they have bodies, like just bodies to throw at them.
Yeah.
Well, Jared can come off the bench, man, or something. I don't.
Yeah, maybe the lights will dim up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like something like that, man. But that's what I'm saying, though, Drew. I just feel like when it comes down to trench work, I got the Knicks. I think they're going to do the same thing they did to the Cavs, overpower them and be the more physical team and take them out.
I don't know if anyone's going to be more physical than the Heat. Like, I feel like that's been their identity for many years.
It's going to be a physical series.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to if that's your goal to out physical the Heat. Like, I feel like it might get messed up for you. Like, it might. I'm just saying to take the fight to the Heat is tough. That's a tough thing to do.
You should know this, Morgan.
No, it's tough.
They do us usually.
It's tough.
Huh?
They do the Bucks.
No cap.
This is true. Yikes.
Okay, that could.
Hey man. Okay. We got. All right, we're gonna talk about these Sixers. Okay. So the Sixers, they're facing the Celtics. Celtics just
they swept.
let Joel get some more rest. What do we think? Yeah.
I mean, it really all depends on the health of Joel Embiid. I need to see game 1. I need to see what he's doing.
No, the 76ers are going to come out flat as hail. Yeah, they swept the Nets, and sometimes rest is a good thing. Sometimes rest is a terrible thing. Like, they're going to come out super flat game 1. I'm pretty sure it's in Boston. So, but
it's very possible.
I don't want to say every series is going to go 7, but this definitely has the potential to go 7.
No, I don't think it goes 7.
4.
What are you thinking? I'm actually curious. What do you think?
I honestly think we're going to lose. I don't think Joel is healthy. I just got to see game 1. Like I said, I got to see game 1. Joel, I'll make an assessment. I'll make an assessment after I see him after game 1. But right now, I can't really see us winning.
I refuse to allow Ian to do this.
What do you mean? Joel is literally. They don't even know if he's going to play game 1.
Yes, they do.
They do not.
Playing, man. He is playing.
What?
I promise you, he's playing.
Dude, wait, Joel is questionable?
No, he's probable.
No, he's not probable. No, he's not that. He's him yet.
But Ian, there's no scenario. I'm just talking basketball. There's no scenario he misses this game.
Okay, yeah. If you're asking me, he comes in game 1 and he's healthy. Yes, I think it goes. I think it goes 7 games. Yes.
No. At this point, like if you don't have something completely torn, like it's the hurt versus injured thing. Like, okay, Joel's hurt. Joel's always like a little hurt. You have to suit up and be ready to play game one. Is game one tomorrow?
No, it's Monday.
Monday? Okay.
Yeah.
Game one
He's
Monday
had time.
at the TD Garden.
No, he should be fine. I think. I honestly don't think we're gonna win game one.
I can't believe that comment though. I don't think we're going to win the series. That's
I said with a hurt Joel, but I said
no.
How is that crazy? It's our best player.
The lines.
You're a fan. You're a fan.
You're not gonna rock your squad.
So you think a hurt Joel Embiid gives us a better chance?
Why is
Joel's not hurt? Joel's fine. Let's stop it. Don't build an excuse for yourself.
Yeah, like
y'all are just haters. What do you mean he's not hurt?
That's literally every
He's been resting
playoff
for a whole
series.
week. He's been resting for a whole week. What are we talking about?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? When was the last time he played?
The dude is
A week
fine.
ago, he still got hurt. It's an LCL tear or whatever strain. Like, whoa,
He's not okay. You don't think he's okay?
You say what?
You don't think he's okay?
I don't know. That's what I said. After game one, I will let you know what I think. Like, I got to see what he's
If they
doing.
win, he's okay.
You said what?
If they win, he's okay, right?
No. If you're not listening. If I said if I see him play well, if I see he's not injured, like running up the court and stuff, like he was during the season, and I think we have a good shot.
So as of a day ago, there are questions surrounding his availability for that game one. Okay. So again, strictly basketball speaking, I don't see him missing that game. You know what I mean? If Embiid is on the floor, y'all don't have no excuses about, oh, he's not this, he's not right. He's on the floor. Okay. But for this reason, I mean, if the Philly fan is even feeling this way, I got Celtics in 6, man.
Yeah, maybe I just
Maybe
you've
Celtics
been
in 5.
the most proud, the most confident throughout the entire season, and now you're doubling back.
Y'all don't listen. Y'all didn't hear what I said. Obviously,
we don't care about the Joel injury or him being hurt. He is going to suit up game one on Monday night in Boston. Like I said, he's going to suit up. Like I said, I think they're still going to come out flat regardless because like they've had a deep, like I forgot about the 76ers because they wiped the floor with the Nets like quickly, so they haven't even been in the headlines or whatnot. But so it's going to be a rough game one, yes, but you have no confidence in the series. This is crazy.
Ooh, I said I have no confidence in his health. I think if he comes out like looking healthy, then I think we have a good shot. That's what I would say.
You suck as a fan. You suck as a fan. I want you to know that.
How?
I don't want you to spit any more Philly propaganda than me after listening to this.
So
you're just a weak fan.
No.
If he comes out of game one, I don't want to hear it.
So what if he comes out of game one? What if he comes out of game one?
If he comes out of game one,
yes, because he's hurt.
That would be a made-up scenario because that hasn't happened yet. What are we talking about? That hasn't happened. What do you mean? What if
he was that hurt?
What do you mean? What if?
We don't know. We don't know if he's hurt or not.
What if Jason Tatum gets hurt? What if Jason Tatum gets hurt? Like, what are we talking about?
Joel's already hurt, though, is what I'm saying.
Bro,
you're not
he's been
listening to what
resting for
I'm
a
saying.
week. He's fine. I'm just telling you, I don't want to hear any more Philly stuff. And if they win,
no.
Don't turn up. I'm so serious.
I said if he's healthy,
get on here
game one.
next week. When we get on here in 7 days, if we get on here in 7 days and you're turning up, I'm gonna be upset. Okay,
I'm gonna be turning up no matter what. I already told you game one. I'm
gonna
be turning up game one when he dunks on Al Horford. All right, game one. Game one when he drops 40. Actually, he's gonna drop 50 game one.
No,
this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna win. We're gonna win his
Jacob, you're the last one. Who you got in this series? How many games?
I got Celtics in 4, man. Celtics in 4.
Oh, Jesus. For sure.
I don't think I officially said my pick, but yeah, Ian has me thinking otherwise, but I'm going to go 76ers in 7. Like, I'm still going to back them.
For sure.
Best player on the court, Joel Embiid.
He has to be. He has to be in order for them to come out of this. He has to be.
Jesus.
All right, man. We got one last series that's set.
The Suns and Nuggets, dude. The Nuggets are about to win this series. I already know what you're about to say. Like, the Nuggets are about to win this series.
Who do they play?
Games.
The Suns.
The Suns. I'm not, like I told you with the Clippers Suns series told me enough. The Suns are really not like that. They are not that team.
So
No,
this
they
will be
aren't.
interesting because earlier in the year, or like a month ago, Miles and I had this conversation, and I told Miles that the Nuggets were pretenders and they're not good in the playoffs and they're going to fold. So we kind of have opposite takes here. So it'll be pretty interesting.
The Nuggets, they haven't proved to us history says they haven't proved to us they're a great playoff team. But I also, from this small sample size that we got from the Suns, I don't think maybe they get a whole year with the team. Like we were talking about the Hawks getting Quinn Snyder, like another year, whole system, whole team together. Like at the end of the day, they only played 8 games with KD on the floor, or with like all of them on the floor together.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just don't think they're as prepared as what like we thought when this blockbuster trade happened. So I gotta rock with Jokic and the Nuggets.
I'll throw a little wrinkle into
This
the
is,
argument.
I mean, we might see the three, like, I don't, obviously, like, the voting, I don't know if it's happened already, but I think it usually happens. They just hold it off until later into the postseason. We're going to see a 3 times MVP. Like, you have to show me that you are the 3 times MVP. We don't care, at this point, we don't care about KD. We don't care about D-Book. Like, we don't care about CP3. We don't care about Ayton. Like, you are the guy. Jokic, you are the guy. Like,
I throw a little wrinkle into the discussion. You mentioned D-Book. You mentioned D-Book. Miles, I'm a D-Book fan. That boy is averaging 35.
No. He had a great series.
He might be the best.
He's averaging more than 35, actually. Like he's actually averaging 37, but
he's been nasty. I know it's Jimmy, man. I know it's Jimmy. Don't start with the faces and all that crazy stuff. But still, the man is absolutely nasty. He has been unstoppable, right? But we go back into the same discussion we've always had about the entire playoffs. The whole theme for the playoffs has been depth, okay? And the Suns showed us that when they have to go to that bench, you know what I mean? When they have to get some good minutes out of a few guys, it can get ugly. It can get ugly.
It's not really there.
Chris Paul is old, okay? As time wears on, so will his knees, okay? I'm just being for real. Y'all know I'm a hater, but I'm being for real.
No. Like, this is the Chris Paul, like, narrative, and Chris Paul is one of my favorite players ever. Like, especially hurt in the 36, 37-year-old self. Like, it feels inevitable. Like,
it happens.
An injury is coming.
It definitely happens.
Unfortunately.
With that being said, I think that, we saw what Ant-Man did to the Nuggets. Devin Booker is about to go insane on them. So will Kevin Durant. We know that they're premier scorers. We know what they do. But I just think, if Jokic is who he says
they have the answer for Jokic. They have the answer for Murray. Like,
exactly. So if Jokic is who he says he is, this should be over in 6 games. Nuggets.
I would say it's up to Devin Booker. I think it's up to Devin Booker to take the challenge to guard Jamal Murray. Yeah, he's gonna have to take that challenge. Also, so I think that KD's gonna have a big offensive series, like really big.
Yep.
I think this is like the opposite of the Knicks and Heat. Like, this is just gonna be a high scoring fest.
But I don't. My only thing is, like, I don't know if the Nuggets have enough firepower to beat them, even though they're a better team. I don't think they have the firepower because, like, Joker's a great player, but like he's not going to give you 50 or 40. Like, he'll probably give you a 30. Like, not.
But they do have a player called Jamal Murray who we've seen.
Yeah, no, he's nasty, but like, I don't know. I just don't know. Like,
Jokic can't give you 40 or 50.
He can, but like he probably won't. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's probably not going to happen.
It's DeAndre Ayton we're talking about, bro. That dude
I was getting there. He's going to kill DeAndre Ayton because this is my point earlier. DeAndre Ayton is the softest center in the NBA. Like, I saw the quote. I did see the quote from Jared Allen, but I've never really seen anything like DeAndre Ayton play basketball. That boy is so soft. Like, he's built like a brick house, but on the inside, he just lacks fortitude. Like, and I take issue with that because, like, what's wrong with him? Like, why is he like that? So yes, Joker is going to take his soul in this series. That's about to happen. We're going to see it play out live on national TV. Nikola Jokic, a European white man, is about to take his soul on national television. However many games next week. That's about to happen. Okay. Yeah, I'm done.
We all agree with that one. You know, I know we're not all.
I have no qualms with that one.
Yeah, we're all not Jokic fans, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the hugest, Jokic guy. Whatever. I respect his game and everything, but when you put Ayton in front of him, yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that.
No,
is anybody taking the Suns?
To Julian's point,
I think the Suns are going to win. But it's just like I can see how they lose because no depth. But I feel like their firepower is so much. I don't think they're going to the finals though. But I think they have enough firepower to beat the Nuggets.
The Nuggets have firepower though. Like MPJ,
they do, but
Aaron
not
Gordon,
not like Booker and KD. Like that's a tough.
But Jokic, whatever you're like, he's gonna give you. He can give you 40. He can give you 40.
I mean, he's gonna create the same amount of points. Like it's just different,
Yeah,
he has to depend on other guys. Like he has to depend on other guys.
Yeah, I mean, like MPJ
I don't know.
might be the X factor. I think he always is. Like, because he's gonna
be mincemeat on the defensive end. Like,
no, there's not gonna be any.
Oh, that's gonna be ugly. That's gonna get ugly.
It will be rough.
Anyway, Jacob, you got the Suns.
Yeah, I got Suns in 6.
Suns in 6. Okay. I think we got them all in.
I think we hit it all.
Yeah, I think we got them all in. All right, man. Take 5 pot.
Dang, I love basketball.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of moves. We had to get into it because it's been crazy. Like I don't think, I know Julian. I don't. Did you have the Heat winning that series?
No, I said I thought it was gonna. I said like they may present challenges, but I didn't think they were gonna win.
Yeah, especially not 5 games, of course. You know what I mean? Like that. Some of this stuff has been unprecedented. Hard to predict. I don't know what we'll see next, but I take 5 pod, man. Follow us everywhere. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Check out our shorts and everything like that we put out daily. Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all that. All right, guys, we out.
Deuces.